We started at the bottom, now we're here. Look at us. Look at us, folks. No longer are we last place in the Central Division. No, no, no. That belongs to those sickos down in Dallas. Play a game, scrubs. Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. Is your debris cat making too much noise all the time?
I haven't really prepared for this.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hawks Recap. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. The Blackhawks have just completed their fourth and final game of their opening four-game road trip through Florida. And I say good riddance. Good riddance indeed. The Blackhawks tie the Florida Panthers in regulation, but then lose in overtime. They give up. Any guesses? Yep, you're correct. 5 goals, but it took extra time to get there, so improvements. Final score 5-4. And because this game went into overtime, that means the Blackhawks get a point, their first point of the season, which means technically they are no longer in last place in the Central Division. We are moving on up, folks, moving on up. It's only a matter of time before we get to the top, only a matter of time. I think I got like 50, 55 years left on this earth if all things go well. You think that's enough time to get to the top? We'll worry about it later. You know what they say. Enjoy the journey. We had a pretty even goaltending matchup in this game. We had on the Panthers side, multiple Vezina Trophy winner Sergei Bobrovsky making his first start of this young NHL season. And then on the flip side, in the Hawks net, we had zero-time winner of the Vezina Trophy yet, Kevin Lankinen making his first career NHL start. Also making his season debut for the Hawks' second career NHL game, Brendan Hagel getting the spot on the fourth line in place of Matthew Highmore. The first period in this one was pretty even, 10 shots apiece, and the Blackhawks were looking to find the first goal of the game for the first time this season, but it wouldn't happen in this game. Just about 6.5 minutes left to go in the first period. Ian Mitchell gets caught pinching, Verhaeghe gets behind him and streaks in basically all alone to the zone, does a nice forehand backhand move, puts the puck past Lankinen and into the back of the net, and Florida has the early, well, somewhat early, 1-0 lead. A couple minutes later, the Panthers would get a power play, and they would convert on that as well. Patrick Hornquist cleaning up the garbage in front of the net, gets the puck into the back of the net, and the Panthers take a 2-0 lead in this one. And for the fourth straight game to open up this season, the Blackhawks find themselves down 2-0 and playing from behind. And that, my friends, is a trend that needs to change. The glass half full part of me is thinking that all these negative trends we're seeing, being down 2-0, having to play from behind, giving up 5 goals a game, those types of things, that like all those negative trends are gonna go away once we get out of Florida here. Like there's just some bad juju down there or something. I don't know, maybe it's wishful thinking, but it's keeping me sane right now. Another thing that's keeping me sane is the power play. And that is not a phrase that we're used to saying. Not even in the glory years did we really have a great power play. But right now, the power play, it's clicking. And the Blackhawks would get a power play late in the first period, and they would convert. Thanks to feeding number 8, Dominic Kubalik. They fed him once, that didn't go in. They fed him again, that didn't go in. But the third time, that's the charm. He rips it, gets a nice little redirection off a defenseman, goes in, and the Blackhawks make it a 2-1 game going into the second period. Unfortunately, not quite 3 minutes into the second period, the Blackhawks would give up like their 50th odd man rush of the season. Anthony Duclair goes in, breakaway, makes a move, and Kevin Lankinen makes the stop, but he kind of gets turned a little bit. The puck is laying in the crease, and Verhaeghe just comes and taps it in, and so it's a 2-goal lead once again for the Panthers. This time 3-1 is the score. Good news though is that as the second period would go on, the Blackhawks would get better and better. They kept on battling, kept on generating opportunities for themselves. They would outshoot the Panthers 19-5 in that second frame. And 8 minutes in, they would get themselves another power play where once again, they would feed Dominic Kubalik, where once again, he would just unload on the shot and blow it by Bobrovsky. This time not even needing any puck luck, just straight in, at least 200 miles per hour, at least. And now it's a 3-2 game. Shortly after that, Patrick Kane finds himself on a breakaway. He gets slashed on the hands and he is awarded a penalty shot. Patrick Kane, the king of shootout moves. Dirty dangling. He's got a chance to tie this game right on his stick. Unfortunately, despite how great he is in the shootout, he has never scored a penalty shot in his career. And it didn't happen tonight either. Bobrovsky stones him, and Patrick Kane goes to 0-4 on penalty shots in his career. That is an insane stat for a guy like Patrick Kane. Like, that just doesn't sound right, but it is. It is, unfortunately. Being the good father that he is now, though, he would make up for it. Just under 1 minute left to go in the second period. Patrick Kane would take the puck in the defensive zone. He would circle back, take the puck up ice, get into the offensive zone, activate Showtime mode, dangle past the defender, puck on the backhand, and Bobrovsky never stood a chance. Short side, top shelf, tie game. Into the third period we go, and 6 minutes in, Dominic Kubalik finds Philip Kurashev in the neutral zone, and you could tell right as the puck hit Kurashev's stick that Kurashev was going to score. I mean, just by the way he skated through that neutral zone, crossover after crossover after crossover. Oh, he wanted it. He wanted it bad. It didn't matter if it was 1-on-3. He takes the puck into the offensive zone and rips a wrist shot from the blue line. And somehow Bobrovsky doesn't save it. It goes like right through his glove. Doesn't matter. First career goal for Philip Kurashev equals the first lead for the Blackhawks this season. Blackhawks up 4-3. That lead would last a whole 1 minute and 11 seconds. The Panthers with a power play opportunity, and they would convert. Yandel with the shot from the point. And although it didn't look like it touched anyone, they're giving the goal to Hornquist, so it must have touched him just barely, apparently. But big screen in front. Lankinen really couldn't do anything about that. And really, the two power play goals the Blackhawks gave up in this game were due to the Blackhawks having an opportunity to clear the puck and failing to do so. You fail to clear the puck, you're going to get burned. And the Panthers burn the Hawks, and we have a tie game 4-4. And that's how this will go through the regulation. End of third period. Blackhawks get a point. We're going to overtime. The Panthers will get the better of the opportunities in the overtime period, including a 3-on-1 opportunity where the one player back for the Hawks was not a defenseman, and so didn't really expect much from him. That was Alex DeBrincat trying his darndest to break up a 3-on-1. Didn't really help a whole lot, but Lankinen comes up huge, makes the save, but unfortunately just shortly thereafter, another breakdown in defensive coverage costs the Hawks as Vetrano puts it home into basically an empty net, and the Blackhawks lose 5-4. Obviously, disappointing in the end with the results. You never like to lose an overtime game, right? Being so close to winning. They could have very easily won this game, even after being down 2-0 early. This was by far the best Blackhawks performance of this young season. They outshot the Panthers 34-28. They won 55% of the draws. They went 2 for 2 on the power play. They out-hit the Panthers 21-16. I mean, this was a good performance. Shaw played really well in this one. Kubalik was on fire. Kane had his moments. And Lankinen, he played pretty well. I mean, yeah, he gave up 5 goals, but that was more kind of on the defense. I thought otherwise he played, good enough to possibly get the start in the home opener. I don't think he lost the net, especially considering how Delia and Subban have played so far. So it'll be interesting to see what the decision is on that. Nonetheless, I'm pretty darn happy that our little Florida road trip to start the season is finally done. Good riddance to that state. We get to come back to sweet home Chicago, where we get to play the Detroit Red Wings in our home opener. A rivalry renewed for this season. Pretty excited about that. Hopefully the Blackhawks can build on the performance of this game, give up maybe fewer goals, and hopefully pull out a victory, first victory of the season in the home opener. That would be lovely. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.